So I'm getting real tired of seeing the Brotherhood of Steel. In no way does that mean that I hate the Brotherhood. I just feel that they're a little bit overplayed in recent Fallout games. The Brotherhood of Steel has been in every Fallout game. In Fallout 1, they played a crucial role in the Vault Dweller's quest to defeat the Master. In Fallout 2, they had a much smaller presence, only occupying their bunkers in 3 or 4 cities, not offering much help to the Chosen One aside from requesting the vertebrate plans from Navarro. Fallout Tactics is entirely based on the Brotherhood in Chicago and their battle against the Calculator AI. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel is... In Fallout 3, they were basically the only major faction the Lone Wanderer is able to join. Sure, you can side with Eden, infecting Project Purity with FEV and using the Bradley Hercules to destroy the Citadel, but that's all you can do with the Enclave. So realistically, your only option is to side with the Brotherhood. And no, the Outcasts are not a major player in Fallout 3. All they offer is a few side quests and little ways to make money. In New Vegas, they were really minor players, offering the ability for the Courier to join if they completed several side quests for them. This was the better iteration in my opinion, as there was ways for the Courier to alter their future. This depended on the Courier's actions during the main quests, whom the Courier sided with, and the choices they made. They even had a good companion whose personal quest was tied in with the Brotherhood and had a different ending depending on how you decided to play them out. As for Fallout 4, the Brotherhood is yet again a major faction for the Sole Survivor to join, and is, in my opinion, one of the better factions of 4. Now, I'm not going to go into the issues I have with the story of Fallout 4, at least in this video, but I do believe that they were very enticing, given their new power armor, their connection with the previous Bethesda Fallout game, and I thought the Pridwin was a pretty cool idea. Although the fact that it had no defensive countermeasures, no machine guns mounted on the side, was kind of stupid. The Brotherhood is in Fallout 76, but it's really dumb and forced. They were only in the game to be in the game. You can't make me believe that a year after the bomb dropped, that Roger Maxson was able to radio Taggarty from the opposite side of the country. There's no feasible way that that would be possible. And then on top of that, he sent a expedition out to West Virginia that early on in the apocalypse. It's just not believable. The Brotherhood is basically integral to the Fallout series, but New Vegas proved that they really don't have to be, with them having such a small presence in the Mojave, and them only being a minor faction in the grand scheme of things. They were there, you could decide their fate, but they were not one of the main factions. In the next Fallout game, I really hope we don't see the Brotherhood, or if we do, it's very small. Maybe a mention from traveling merchants about what happened in the Commonwealth, or perhaps talking about the California Brotherhood and what's been going on with them after the NCR Brotherhood War. However, with how large the United States is, there is virtually no way the Brotherhood could sustain a faction in as many locations as they are now. If they are actively in the locations they were as of 2287 when Fallout 4 starts, the Brotherhood of Steel are in California, Nevada, Chicago, Texas, which isn't technically canon, West Virginia, Washington DC, Massachusetts, and if the Sole Survivor informed the Brotherhood of Steel of Acadia in Far Harbor, they could also be in Maine. They have chapters in so many territories that in no way could it be sustainable. In Fallout 4, they packed up almost all their troops onto the Pridwin and flew to Boston, 400 miles, to pursue the Institute. So what happened in DC? Did they leave enough troops to garrison the Citadel and that's it? What about Galaxy News Radio or the Washington Monument? The DC Brotherhood, as of the Sole Survivor walking out of Fort Hagen in 2287, is probably in the same state as the Mojave Brotherhood, undermanned, and assuming no new factions have come into play at DC, unable to hold their outposts. That was all just a lore and logical standpoint on the Brotherhood appearing everywhere we go. That isn't even factoring in if people are simply tired of seeing them, wanting new factions, fresh factions. Let's say the prospective Fallout 5 is set in Louisiana, where I would like to be set. If Bethesda goes with another 4-faction storyline without the Brotherhood being a main player, they could open up the creative floodgates for new factions without having to tie them in with pre-existing factions and characters. For example, there could be the Creole, a settlement of hunters, fishermen, and traders, figureheaded by Callista Morel, and based out of the wreck of the Creole Queen paddlewheeler boat. Paddleboat? This thing. Using their location on the Mississippi River, they became a powerhouse in New Orleans by trading catfish and river lurk meat to the local settlements. as well as ferrying people up and down the river for a fee. They could control the southeastern sections of New Orleans, sending gangs into the city to scavenge and to ensure that the other factions are not harassing their fishing boats. They wish only to expand their trade empire and get out from under the threat of the Whitney Boys. The Creole are in frequent combat with the Whitney Boys, a long-standing street gang who make their caps running gambling houses and extortion rackets on the local fishermen, running out of an old world casino in Lake Town, which they use for income and a staging area for the raids against the Creole and reservists. They aren't armed too well, mostly with pistols and submachine guns, but they make up for it in their sheer numbers and the chems they supply cheaply to their men. Their goal is to gain control over the riverways and trade routes that the Creole currently hold, in order to line their pockets with caps that would certainly start flowing once that advantage is gained. The reservists are a large group of militants living out of Fort Polk, using the weapons housed within the armory to fend off attacks from local raiders, wild creatures, and the Whitney Boys. They're sitting on top of a network of military bunkers, holding enough food, weapons, and pre-war technology to start up a whole new nation. The only issue being, the bunkers are infested with feral ghouls that have been lying in wait for 200 years. If somebody could breach the bunkers and activate the reactor, they could turn on the base defenses and defend themselves against any would-be threats. With firepower like that, they'd be able to forge a new superpower in the Louisiana wasteland. Those are just 3 ideas that I had sitting in my chair after a 15-hour shift of work, meaning that even some idiot on a computer can come up with 3 factions fairly quickly. Obviously, they would need expansion, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. However, this means that the Brotherhood does not have to be an integral part of it. The Brotherhood does not need to be in a Fallout game in order for the game to be Fallout. That's just what my thoughts were on this matter. What about you? What do you think? Are the Brotherhood integral to Fallout? Do my ideas absolutely suck? Let me know in the comments below. If you got any ideas for future Fallout games, or if you just really feel like critiquing my own ideas, which don't even have that much work put into them to begin with. Let me know down below. I'd love to hear it. I'll see you guys in the next one.